together. The ant figures things out, just little nuances of what the traits of a good soldier is. That's why one of the soldiers in the Bible, in the Old Testament, named King Solomon, he was a good soldier. Could he fight? There's no doubt in my mind he could fight. You know what I'm saying? But he was a tactical soldier. He was a tactical soldier. You know what I'm saying? He was a soldier of the mind. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at one of the things he said in Proverbs. Like I say, I can flip to it. I know how to get to Proverbs 6 and 6, but I just because my eyes, I'm trying to get some new glasses now, but my eyes is better for me to go here real quick and go ahead and read it for you guys. But Lord's will, I get me a Bible with some bigger lettering so I can use this Bible to study, because this I got some really good breakdowns in this one, but I'm gonna get me a new Bible so that I can use it so I can read out of Proverbs 6 and 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. You see what I'm saying? Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways. Now consider her ways. Why did he say thou sluggard? Guess what? A soldier can't be lazy, right? A soldier has to practice his warfare. A soldier has to practice. Even there were back in the crusade time, soldiers had to study, like, they had to be instrumental in academics as well. When you look at the soldiers like Arthur and King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, in those times, they actually had the young men, sit down and go through philosophy type classes. They sat down and they were able to learn different mathematics, algebra, and different things like that of the world. They were supposed to be well-rounded soldiers. You get what I'm saying? And then they go out and fight. Why? Because they have to learn how to strategize. Some of the greatest generals and captains, and those type of people of the day, they were, top scholars. A lot of them were very strategic. You got Hannibal, you know what I'm saying? Hannibal, one of the generals over what is that? Somebody let me know who Hannibal was in charge of. But anyway, he fought in the Punic Wars. Am I saying it right? Am I saying the war right? Is it the Punic Wars? Let's just look up right. Let's just look it up right quick. Hannibal war. Hannibal fought in what war? The Second Punic War. He fought in the Second Punic War from 218 to 201 BC. So I wasn't that far off. He led the Carthaginians. I knew that, but I wasn't sure if he was fighting against the Carthaginians or he was leading them. So he was leading the Carthaginians against the Roman Republic, right? So Hannibal was very smart. If you go back and I suggest y'all go look up Hannibal, man. He was a great so-called black man that was from Africa, man. And they try to paint him. I want y'all to know this. They try to paint him as a white man. He's really a so-called African, a so-called black man. He was one of us. He was one of us, you know what I'm saying? But because during this time period, you're talking about like 200 years, maybe before Christ. And y'all got to understand, around this time, black people wasn't just in Africa. We was in Rome. We was in Greece. We was all over the place. So that's why a lot of this part of history from a couple of hundred years before Christ and a couple of hundred years after Christ gets mixed up, because people don't know that black people were everywhere and we was in every nation. It wasn't just Africa, y'all. We was everywhere. We were the Moors. We were the Knights of the Round Table. That was us. We were the kings. You know what I'm saying? We were the queens. We were everywhere. We wasn't just in Africa. We was everywhere. You get what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I just wanted to bring Hannibal up because he's one of the greats that's not talked about, as far as warfare. You know what I'm saying? You got other people too. I can name some some Chinese like Sun Tzu. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying his name right? Zhu Sun. But anyway, he was a general, and he had a great philosophy and a great wise way of commanding his troops and his army on warfare. He was a great philosopher of war. You know what I'm saying? These generals and these people were smart. Even Ulysses S. Grant, man, just understanding how he led the North against the South in the Civil War. You know what I'm saying? His strategies and everything like that. It was very strategic. These are soldiers. Now all these people that I'm naming, they might not be brothers, but they are well-known, successful generals of war. You know what I'm saying? And just like them, in the book of Second Timothy, most High is commanding us, his sons, to be successful at warfare of the mind, of the body, which is strengthening yourself, keeping yourself healthy, stuff like that. And especially your spirit, being a good soldier of your spirit. Christ is the ultimate warrior, the ultimate soldier. He came and he wreaked havoc without fighting. Y'all remember that movie with Bruce Lee? He said, he's the white guy. He asked Bruce Lee when they was on the boat on Into the Dragon. He said, "What's your style? What's your style?" And Bruce Lee was like, "My style is the art of fighting without fighting." That was Christ. You get what I'm saying? That was Christ. A lot of people, they paint Christ as being this soft, lily, yellow back, you know what I'm saying, white guy that won't hurt a fly. But he was not like that. It's just that he was not coming for war. That's not what he was coming for. Now, could he fight? Yes, he could fight, because the scriptures say in Revelation he's coming back with a sword. You get what I'm saying? And his garment is going to be drenched in blood and red, like red wine. You get what I'm saying? I hope they don't flag me for that, but that's what the scriptures say. I'm telling you what the scriptures say. But Christ is a warrior. He's a warrior just like his father. The Father in heaven, Exodus 15:3, it says the Lord is a man of war. His son is made in his image, just like him. Christ is a man of war. Paul is a man of war. Gideon is a man of war. Benjamin is a man of war. Judah is a man of war. You get so on and so on. But the only thing I'm trying to show y'all is that a good soldier has many different traits than just being able to fight. He sits down, he studies, he's intellectual, he's spiritual, he's loving, he's caring, he's vengeful, he's aggressive, he's all these things. You get what I'm saying? And that's what you have to be a good soldier, man. I pray that this class don't get deleted, man, because I feel like this gonna be a good class. We already almost 20 minutes in, so I'm gonna try to speed things up, because like I said, I had some good stuff this past Sabbath, man, but I'm still trying to work all the kinks out, and you know what I'm saying, the class got cut short. It got cut off, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to go ahead and speed things up. So let's jump down to man, I hate that we gotta cut all this short. Maybe I'll do a second part to this or something like that. But let's jump down to King David. So everybody know King David is the number one man of war, right? But just like I said earlier, King David had so many different dynamics to him. He wasn't just known as just a man of war. He was known as the beloved of God. But the thing is, you got to understand that thugs look at, guys that talk the scriptures and the Bibles like we soft, or we won't hold our own, or, you know what I'm saying, we won't do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you're not talking to the average Christian. You're talking to Israelites. We understand who our forefathers were in the scriptures. King David, Gideon, like I said, Ehud. You get what I'm saying? Jacob. We understand Jacob wrestled with an angel. I mean, do I want to join the Bloods and the Crips? I want to join this, because this man wrestled an angel. King David, it said that Saul had his thousands. King David had his tens of thousands. You feel what I'm saying? And do I want to be like that, or do I want to be like this? Now, granted, I got a book by Tukey Williams, you know what I'm saying? And Tukey actually won. He was nominated for Nobel Peace Prize, and he actually tried to renounce his you can basically say rulership over the Crips or whatever like that. It's a good movie. Y'all need to go see it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's called Redemption, about Tukey Williams over the Crips or whatever like that. And he was just trying to show you, you know, you can start off, because I think he had good intentions.